Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here today. Appreciate you taking a few moments. If you want to follow along, we will be in the 34th chapter of Genesis, getting into 25th verse. I know, easy for me to say, right? 34th chapter, 25th verse, as we continue on in this sordid tale from, again, Dinah, Jacob's daughter, his sons, their actions, Hamor, Shechem, all the things that have went on here. We have a rape. Then again, Jacob's sons told told Hamor, told him that if you can marry our sister, if you all the men of your town will be circumcised. And so now the Bible tells us that 3 days later, on the third day, when they were sore, two of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brothers, took their swords and came against the city while it felt secure and killed all the males. They killed Hamor and his son Shechem with the sword and took Dinah out of Shechem's house and went away. The sons of Jacob came upon the slain and plundered the city because they had defiled their sister. They took their flocks and their herds, their donkeys, whatever was in the city and in the fields, all their wealth, all their little ones and their wives, all that was in the house, they captured and plundered. So the story just continues. I think this is probably a good example of two wrongs don't make a right. Most of us, part of our sense of justice says, may say, yeah, the good guys won, but if we're honest, in our hearts, we know that this was wrong, that they didn't do the right thing, that they operated out of the motive of revenge. And just to summarize it, if you didn't get it again, they have told these men that everybody in their town had to be circumcised if they wanted to marry. Shechem wanted to marry Dinah. They agreed, and so now they've all been circumcised. And 3 days later, the men are recovering from this procedure. And when they do, two of Jacob's sons, Simeon and Levi, go in and kill every man there. Everybody, all the men of Shechem, every man there, and they wipe them out. This is two of Dinah's 11 brothers who take this action. Some think some of the other brothers were involved. Don't know. It doesn't say so. Or at least some of their servants went along. But we do see that eventually it appears that some others do come along and begin to take everything in the city. The animals, the children, the women. The men are dead, so they just take everything. They loot is the word that we use in today's society. Everything in the city, the livestock, anything of value is what it amounted to. They took anything of value in their fields, anything. If they had any value, they carried it off. Every possession that they have. What I'd like to submit to you this morning for your consideration is how this story just shows us how wickedly men can act all the way around, whether you're talking about the original rape, the plan, the plot to have all the men circumcised, and obviously when they made this arrangement with the men, they knew what they were doing. The whole circumcision thing was nothing but a scheme to get the men in a position where they couldn't defend themselves. And so everything here is a plot. And we just see the depths of the depravity of men, and how low they will go. And I think even if you are of the revenge mind, most of us would have stopped our revenge with if we were going for revenge, and let's just be honest, some of us would, our revenge would have been aimed in particular, specifically, at the one who harmed our sister. Not every man in town, not all the animals, not all the taking all the people that survived captive. The measure here, the level of their lawlessness, their wickedness, their revenge is somewhat shocking. But is it? Look around us and think about maybe even in our own life some of the things that sin has led us to. There's a saying, my father-in-law used to write it in people's Bibles. He didn't originate it. I'm not sure where it came from. Perhaps you've heard it, and I may not get it exactly right, but it basically says sin will take you further than you wanted to go, make you stay longer than you wanted to stay, and make you pay more than you wanted to pay. Again, look around us in our world and see the depths of sin and depravity, even many times by those who claim to be believers. And the lesson I'd like for you, the thought I would like for you to take away from this is just to maybe spend a little time in reflection, spend a little time considering your situation, and not to look around and point fingers necessarily at someone else, but just to think to yourself, how far sin can take you, how far sin has taken you, and always praying that God would help us to guard, be aware, be alert, to be careful, that we don't allow sin, in whatever name, revenge or whatever it looks like, to carry us further than we ever intended, ever thought that we would possibly go. You think about it. Have a good day. We'll see you here.